for this week's The Business Podcast, here filmed live at Pink Moon Estates. In tonight's episode, we're going to talk exclusively on the females. All-female episode. Because you two have been lacking this in these last few weeks, and I'm sick of it.
All-female episode, you say? Alright, I'm on board for this one. This sounds pretty good. I'm your co-host, Joey Sixx, and that is... Dany?
I'm sorry. I was stuck, you know. Pog just mentioned something. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna stand up for that. Sorry, I need to stand up. Cameraman, follow me. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the voodoo man loves the ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about the female division today.
Oh God, what are you doing?
And of course, how can we not talk about that? Coming from an Italian guy, you know. In Italy, we love passion and all the drama, you know, involving the ladies.
You're making yourself look foolish.
I just want to take full control of the camera because I want to talk about it.
Get it out of hand.
Pug just said that I don't mind. I'm gonna talk about it in this episode. So, ladies, what's up? What you need? Why you stood up?
You sit your ass back down, Thunder.
Holy crap!
You get back in your chair.
Damn, that wasn't necessary.
Hey, the real ladies man is me. How you doing, ladies?
All right.
It's the voodoo man. But anyway, enough fooling around.
Oh, Lord. Alright, before we get any further into this, starting off with a very violent episode, may I just say, let's talk a little bit about one of our sponsors that help pay the bills for this place, because let me tell you, the light bill in this place is insane, but that's alright, because you know who helps us pay for it? The Mancini Group. That's right. As conceived and launched in 2020, the Mancini Group is a proud sponsor of this podcast. From their seminal debut in May 2021 with the blowout private Corleone event at the Premier Arena to a handful of impromptu grand reopenings and party events across the grid. Heard those were awesome, by the way. I haven't had a chance to really go check out too many of their parties, but I've been to some pretty fun ones in 2022, which we'll get into. Their groundbreaking command performance at the Empire Room in the fall of 2022 that featured a finely tuned mix of breakout comedy music that echoed the age of decadence and intrigue, all choreographed together throughout the brilliant creativity and artistry of the Elysium Cabaret Group. The Mancini Group is just getting started. Look for more exciting events to emerge in the fall of 2023 and join their team if you're looking for something new to do. Contact Vendetta Mancini or Vincent Corleone to arrange an interview. And don't forget to support all the Premier Wrestling does across the grid and across the social media, including this YouTube channel. Go ahead, support us, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff down below. Their shared values with us in our family, community, team building, and personal development, all under the umbrella of delivering quality is undeniable. I need more smoke before I do these things. Help Premier grow, elevate, and flourish. Become part of the Premier Wrestling by attending their many shows and becoming one of their team. The Mancini Group, in partnership with the Corleone Empire. Rocking and rolling your ordinary second life, one big bash at a time. All right, Pog, you take it from here. So, you said the ladies, but we could debate ladies all day about a lot of different things, but what is our debate this week?
All right, so the main topic of this episode will be who did we think had the best titles run this last season on Overload or Attitude. But before we get into that debate, there's a few honorable mentions I would like to talk about first. Number one being Kia. We need to give a big shout out to Kia and all the work that she has done. Number two, I also want to say, even though we didn't talk about them in the last episode, but we had Fire and Wish with their promo skills, Sabrina and Natty, and also Vinna the Kraken herself with promos, and even Rebel.
Oh, no.
All right.
Absolutely. I think I shouted out Rebel last episode, but...
And even DJ Quick and even Karma. with that being said, let's get into the main topic.
Okay. Wow, we got to.
Seems mad today, the way he talks. Like he really wants to take the point today. I'm not gonna add something else.
Watch your mouth, Thunder. Watch your mouth, or you'll get another slap to the face.
I'm gonna just sip some whiskey here.
Hey, Paw, keep calm. Go, you eat your pizza minis. Have a little bit more of your plays. You know, if you you need to hit my bong here. Go ahead. You can take yourself a break, bro. Calm down. But with that in mind here, so let's. This is gonna be a hard one. Okay, so what you're saying is the best female championship storyline of this season, right?
Yes.
Oh,
that is correct.
Okay, so in that case, we've got the Overload and Attitude storylines were both pretty freaking awesome. So you had on Overload, you had Morgana, you had Morrigan. You had freaking all that going on with Natty and everything. Just there were so many ladies involved in the Overload one. Dany, you usually are on Team Overload. Why don't you break it down a little bit?
Absolutely. So here, little story of what happened on Overload in this past season. We had to announce the Shield Maiden tournament. So Kia, if you're listening to this, have a speedy recovery. We made that for you. And I know, somebody got the championship. She's keeping it warm for you until your return. All right, take your time. We will be here. All right. So the Shield Maiden tournament, we got this. Nice challenges between MJ, Nettie, Candy, and Barry the Gamer Girl, and a lot of other contestants that had to prove themselves to stand on their own sides and gimmicks and so on to make sure to conquer the women's championship. Of course, we had a winner, and it's MJ. All right, and it's where I wanna focus. MJ, it's my pick of the day, because you can tell we had a lot of women in the roster between Attitude and Overload, but MJ, it's strong, all right? She doesn't wait. She just takes the opportunity, and it's what she did. She came out, took the chance, won the tournament, and now she's the current women champion. I mean, you can tell a lot about her, but long story short, she's the champion. She deserves it. Here's my pick of the day. Got any doubts about that? Hog?
I mean, okay. But all right.
Yes.
I would agree with you on most things here, Dan. You know, you and I have pretty good similar tastes, and I would even go as far as to say the following: if we were arguing about who had the best women's championship match, I might give it to you, because MJ and Natty, they went out there and had one of the best matches I have seen in a long time. I watched Morgan put Natty through not like a freaking ladder, bro. Like through a ladder. She bent the ladder with Natty. That was some insane stuff. I watched them jump off of ladders and hit the table and crush the table. Like, holy crap. Those girls went out there and they had an insane match. But we're talking about the best story. And if we're going to talk about story, we need to slide on over to Attitude here. Because they, too, also had kind of an important thing going on with their women's championship. You know, the Extreme Women's Championship was some serious business this season. I mean, you had Venna and Mika are fighting to get the #1 contender spot to go up against probably one of the scariest women on our roster, and that's Nikita. Nikita is a monster of a beast, and I would say in a true one-on-one match, she could probably take almost anybody. And key word there, in a one-on-one match. Like, she has nobody else getting involved, nobody else. She is one of the strongest. And I've always said I've wanted to see Nikita versus Kia, shout out to Kia again, in a serious hardcore match where they just cut loose, they go all at it. But that's not to discredit either of the people, and especially since we know who the current women's Extreme Champion is. This storyline had everything. I mean, Mika snapped this past season, and became this kind of super evil beast of a woman who just was determined. I've always said I loved Mika as it is, but she went a whole nother level. And who was the one to guide her? Who was the one that made her help her take that extra step forward into the dark side and really become the monster that she was this season? Why, the only other woman who I've said who is probably one of the best female wrestlers of all time. We're talking about Rebel. Holy crap. Rebel taking over as the manager for Mika and teaching her all of the tricks of the trade. How to be the devious, how to be the dirtiest, how to be a winner. And it came really damn close to being enough. But there was a third person involved. And we're talking about Venna here. I love Venna. Yeah. Venna is awesome. Venna, I have never seen a person who can just straight up tie you up in knots and ropes and just beat you senseless with your own fist if she wanted to. But that being said, the everything, she trained so damn hard for this fight, for this match, for everything. She worked harder than anybody because Nikita had Jamba. Mika had Rebel. Venna was on her own. She trained herself to be the woman that she is, and it shows that she put in more work, more effort, more time, more everything, because guess who has the belt now? That's right, it is Venna. Venna did that. But it came with this incredible story of the shifting personalities with that whole mirror spot. And the match itself was pretty cool. Like, they each had their own type of bat. Did anybody else catch that? That they were all using their own individual style of baseball bat? You had Mika wielding that barbed wire bat and dragging it across Venna's face. Like, holy crap, I haven't seen that kind of brutality since, a Hell in a Cell match a few seasons ago. Then you had frickin' Nikita pull out an entire club. A club! Captain Caveman style club. And walk up and just one shot thunk with it. I don't know how heavy that thing was, but I don't want to be hit by it. That looked like she hit that woman with a tree trunk. And the way Mika crumpled from it, I'm pretty positive it was a tree trunk. And then, of course, can we talk about that tentacle bat that Venna had? What the where do you get something like that? And don't say Japan.
We were all thinking it, Joey.
I'm just saying, it was by far one of the coolest moments I have ever seen. One of the best storylines I have had the opportunity to really sit back and watch. And shout out to all three of those ladies, especially. But I'm going to say that my pick for this season as the best female storyline. Nope, no offense to the ladies at Overload. Don't kill me. I think y'all are some of the best women in the business. But so are the Attitude Ladies. And look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care where you're at. I don't care who you think you're coming from. The female roster premiere are the best of the best of the best. You might have one, maybe two people in other feds who are as good as our ladies over here. But that's one or two people. I just listed 5 names right there. Or we've listed 5 names. We've listed Natty. We've listed Morgan. We've listed Mika. We've listed Venna. We've listed Kia. We've listed Nikita. That's 6 right there. Let me keep going for you. Like, we've got Wish. We've got Dany. Like, we've got... We've got freaking Candy Perez. We've got Rose Jameson, who is now like the leader of Attitude. She's the GM of Attitude. We've got on commentary, we've got some of the best female commentators in the business. Fight me on this one. You've got Nene. You've got freaking Morgana, who it gets very confusing not accidentally calling her Morgan. And look, I'm a stoner, people. I'm going to make that mistake. Don't hurt me, ladies, please. I'm sorry.
Even on the manager side with Fire and Sabrina, both.
Yeah. I can't think of 2 better managers currently in the business than those 2. Like, nobody gets their clients more matches, well, except for maybe me, of course, but, you know, I'm looking for new clients as we speak, but, you know, I've been in touch with some people, so we'll talk more about that later. That being said, like, oh my goodness, but if I have to take my pick, we're gonna have to solidify things here. I'm going with Team Attitude. The Women's Extreme Championship match was by far the best thing I have, our storyline of probably all of Attitude. In that counts a lot of things going on in Attitude, but probably one of my favorite storylines, and I'm going to personally go Team Attitude on this one.
All right. Let me add something before we go forward, all right? Because I know Pug is going to eat me alive. Since I mentioned... yes, say that. Say, enjoy another pizza roll. That's not pizza, by the way. Before we go forward...
It is a pizza. The dude who sold it to me said it was an Italian gusher thunder. What do you think that is? What do you think that means?
My heart skipped for a bit. So, mentioning Overload doesn't mean I want to remove some credits from Attitude, because we have a lot of ladies in the roster that sometimes we must toss a coin, and mentioning somebody doesn't mean we don't care about somebody else. I think we can all agree with this. Same goes with the guys, of course, because we have such big pond, all right, where we can pick names, and it's really hard because we have a lot of talent in the roster, and everyone does great, all right. You can say that maybe I'm a fan of Overload. It's been my house for the last 2 years. We can say that. It's true. It's a fact. All right. Of course, I'm gonna root for MJ. Hey, don't kill me. Don't hit me alive. Attitude roster, huh? At least fight me.
I'm gonna send the other Dany after you. I've got her,
no.
I've got her number on speed dial. We'll have a Dany versus Dany match.
No, I got a bad pass about that. You should remember that story that I told months ago. No. But yeah, in my case, of course, naming somebody doesn't mean I wanna say forget, because it's impossible to forget the roster, members of the roster. But it's like, hey, we gotta pick. We can have a debate in the comments. Please comment, all right? Because we like feedbacks. Do that. And we can have a chat also about that. But yes, here's my pick. MJ, strong warrior of Overload, current women's champion. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go with Venna based on the entire storyline of becoming like this underdog that was Venna, dealing with the dark side of Mika, and the with her new manager, the probably one of the greatest women's champions of all time, Rebel, and fighting against currently probably the strongest and most brutal female champion at that time, Nikita, in overcoming both of them. Like Team Venna, release the Kraken all day, every day, baby. But,
please, Venna, don't destroy my yacht again. All right, because just that.
That sounds like a pretty fun time. And speaking of fun times, before we take it over to Poggy here to tell us what he thinks about all this and to, crucify us because we didn't do it exactly how he wanted. Y'all like games? Tabletop games, board games, maybe a bit of bowling, You seem like a bowling guy, What about you, Pod? You like to play stuff?
Yes. Misspray my opponent and make him look like a foolish idiot.
That's not a game. That's not a proper game. Okay.
It's the best game, Thunder. You don't know what you're talking about, you fool.
Well, they don't have this game, but let me tell you about a place that has all these games and more, except maybe misting people in the face. A one-of-a-kind game park with variety games to play and friends and family. Jessie Jacques welcomes you to her Garden of Games. A low-lag experience with well-separated tables and no disruptions. This is the place to be. Yeah, have you ever been in a place and you're trying to play, let's say, like some Greedy or something, and you've got people right behind you playing Cards Against Humanity, and they're just being really annoying and obnoxious? I've been there. I've wanted to, maybe, pull out the good old-fashioned atomic elbow and drop them through a table. But, you can't do that. But this place, it doesn't have that problem. And they have anything. They have card games, board games, games of skill. The garden has most everything one could want. There's even a bowling alley at this place. I'm telling y'all, this is the place to go. The Garden of Games is one of the most visited game realms on the grid, and Jessie is old school through and through. Check out her renowned haunted house adventure every October. Jessie has been doing it and doing it big longer than anyone. Hey, Pog, next time
It got me so excited I wanted to go check it out right there.
I know, man. I'm excited. I'm trying to stay in my seat, but calm down. We got to get through it. Jessie has been doing this longer and doing it big longer than anyone else in Second Life. She is the godmother of gaming on the Second Life grid. So quit screwing around with those dinky hole-in-the-wall destinations. Go to where the choices are huge, the people are friendly, and the experience is solid. Come alone or bring your friends and family. Visit the garden soon and have some food. Have some fun. Man, I really need more smoke. The Garden of Games, a Mancini group preferred entertainment destination. All right, I'm shutting up for the moment. Pog, take us out. What are we doing?
All right, just a second. Okay, I'm gonna add
I'll
a
make
little
it fast, Thunder.
Meet the Human. Okay, next board game that we can write it down. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That sounds like a great idea. But anyway, one more honorable mention before we get this process going any further is Nurse Abby. She's been doing pretty well these last few seasons. But anyway, moving forward.
Okay, that's pretty fair. And by the way, we've got an entire Rise roster that we'll have to get somebody a guest to talk to us about on the show one of these days.
I may know someone that could.
All right. Well, you've heard our cases, oh dear Poggy one. You've heard Danny's argument for Overload. You've heard my argument for Attitude. What do you think? As our gracious host, who wins this week?
It's a hard choice. MJ make it with Natty and Sabrina, with Alistair by her side, made a lot of people look foolish. And I do like when people make others look foolish. No, But Finna also turned around and made Nikita, Mika, and Rebel all look foolish. Made almost everybody look foolish when she came out on top and won that belt. And we also gotta mention that Mika and Rebel also tried to stop these two by collapsing the ring last season. We keep forgetting about it, but I was there and I seen it firsthand. So if I'm giving it to anyone, I'm giving it to Finna.
All right.
The way she came out on top was excellent.
Absolutely. Well, in that case, I guess it means ya boy, Joey Sixx wins this episode and gets to host next week's episode. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to come up with a great topic for y'all to debate about. And I'm going to tell y'all now, it's not going to involve slapping each other. Try to keep your hands to yourselves, you hear me? And stay in your damn seats, the both of you. Good lord. This poor cameraman is already, like, about 3 rips of my stuff in, so he's barely holding on as it is. So, but that being said, we are overtime as always. I am Joey Sixx.
I'm Dany Thunder, and pizza rolls are not pizza.
They're fried raviolis.
And I am Pognak, the Hoodoo Man, and they're not. They're Italian gushers.
And we are signing off. Here, hand me one of those pizza rolls.